Good evening, guys. Welcome back to another TMD unboxing, build, review of the Maschinen Krieger SF3D Original Fireball 120 scale South Space type. This is from a company called Nitto. And Nitto is one of the original founders, makers of these kits, and I was very lucky in getting this kit from a store in Japan called Jungle. Two stores located out in Akihabara, Tokyo, Japan, and I picked it up for a decent price. I think I paid about 3,000 yen for it. It's quite an old kit. It's from way back when, so it'll be interesting to see how this kit fits together. Typical old school box design of the Maschinen Krieger kits, and on the front here it says original model of Mr. K Yokoyama scratch build. So that was like the original picture of the kit being modelled up for the box art. On the side of the box, nothing too spectacular. It's got Fireball Series 7. It's got that on the side. On the other side, it's got some information about the kit, and I think it might be related to the AFS. No English. Like I said, this is like the old school version, but as I've just turned this around on the corner, I've just seen some English. That's pretty mad. It's got a picture of the kit drawn by Ma.k, and actually it has a Hobby Japan sticker on there, which is pretty amazing. So I'm not sure if this came with a magazine or something like that. I'm not quite sure. Gives you a quick synopsis of the model of the suit, and then you've got some like statistics, information data of the kit, the Fireball. Diving in, I mean, I've already opened this just to take the bags out, but they're a lovely little kit, and it's old school, which I really like, you know. It's getting back to the roots of the Maschinen Krieger story. You've got this sprue here, which is the pilot. You can see that very well. It's got a new light installed today, guys, so I'm not sure if that's picking up very well, but yeah, I can tell it's very old. Not as detailed as like the newer kits. Comes with like a collar section there. I'm probably not going to use this. I'm probably going to change the head over to a resin one, but still cool. Decals, I found this quite interesting actually. It has instructions in English on the back, which I'll explain later, but that's the decaling sheet. Very simple. I'm not quite sure if these decals are safe to use because it's an old kit, so I'm not sure whether I should change over and use some other decals on here. But you've got some warning signs, you've got some grey lettering here, and this huge decal here, which I'm not quite sure what that is for. But this is very odd that it has directions in English on the back, which is pretty unique for a Japanese kit. Going into the sprues, guys, this is what you're going to be faced with. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues, instruction booklet, your little added bits. You've got your collector's card, which I really like. Very basic. Not much colour on here. It's obviously like a greyish white scheme. but it gives you some indications of putting the decals on here. And on the other side, I like these line drawings, which are not on the new ones. Even tells you all the information of what each part is on the suit. It's very cool. Going into sprues, let's start off with the feet. It looks kind of glossy actually, this styrene. You can see that well on camera, but there's a few scratches here and there. It is an old kit. I did pick it up second hand, so I'm not expecting it to be perfect. It's got some nice little detailing here. It's got a few panel lines on there. Very clean, no flash on it. Going into this sprue here, C sprue. I like that. It's got some coding serial number on there. These are the arms. Still looks in good condition. Perfect. It's a laser cannon there. Going into the main body, mold A, sprue A. As you can see, the plastic feels a little bit different actually. It's pretty interesting to work with. It's got your little welding lines there around the side of there. It's got some panel detailing. It's some nice touches on here. Don't know what that part is. I don't know if that's the seat from the side or something like that. Got your hand there. You got your connectors. Got the connectors a little bit like the Maschinen. And in here you've got an exposed part of like the internals, which is the first time I've seen or worked on a Ma.k kit like this. The cockpit as well is pretty cool. I like the cockpit. Got your control dash in there. Sick. Looking forward to building this. Going into the last sprue D. You've got your thrusters, which I'd love to change over to some metal ones and buy high-Q parts. I don't know if I can do that, but I might have to leave them how they are. I might just build it out of the box how it is. Got the radar scanner thing, some tanks, propellant tanks, and that's the hood. Be interesting to see how that hood attaches. And then obviously you get your added extras like your polycaps, 2.5 springs, some copper rodding, some coil springs, some vinyl cord. So you're stacked up with many optional parts in there. Going into the instructions, let me put this away, guys. We have some space for the instruction review. And this is actually the first time that I've built a Nitto kit, or Nitto kit, sorry. Opens up like a bit like a newspaper. It's got all these sections here for the parts, which is pretty interesting. Translated into a few different languages in there. It's pretty interesting. Again, you've got some instructions on decal in there as well. Open it up. You can see that very well, guys. But there's maybe about how many steps? There were 12 steps in here, and I love this like retro feel to it. Big, huge diagrams, very clear. Very simple, but very effective. Tells you how to put in the vinyl cord, the springs, which is excellent. There's some instructions there in Japanese, by the way. And then on the last part, which is a very quick build, you've got the final setup. Now this is what I really like about this kit, all the instructions, is that on the newer ones it's it's quite difficult to work out what size wire to use because they don't use this chart anymore. I really like how they've got it written in English as well, so you know what parts to use for the wiring. And sometimes these wirings and coils are actually cut to size, so you don't really have to do anything, but some of them are. That's very interesting, very interesting. I really like the instruction booklet, it's so niche. So there you go guys, that's just a little insight about the kit. Let's begin.